Hello everyone, I wanted to take this opportunity to welcome you to Earth Science for this year. My name is Mrs. Pickett and I'll be your instructor for this semester, and I wanted to go through a few introductory things before we start our semester. So thank you for clicking on this video, and hopefully it'll provide you with a little bit of information and some idea of what to expect this semester. As you may have noticed from your welcome pack, a lot of the materials have a theme, astronomy. And that's because our first unit is going to focus on scientific theories about how both the universe and the Earth formed. We're going to use this information as a base for a lot of what we're going to learn the rest of the year. So we're going to look at where the materials came from, how they came together to form the Earth, so that we can understand how Earth has changed over time and how it will continue to change. And then we can look at specifically how that impacts humans and how humans have impacted the Earth. Some of the materials in the welcome pack are very practical, like this notebook. This semester, even though a lot of our learning is going to be remote, we're going to have to go a little old school with the note-taking. So as we're going through Zooms, watching asynchronous videos, reading through articles, I want to really challenge you to have that notebook available. Use the writing utensils to take notes. Do you learn from images? Are you going to draw pictures? Are there keywords? Do you need definitions? Do you summarize kind of what you heard every once in a while to make sure that you're keeping that information handy? But most importantly, write questions. What questions come to mind as we're going through this material? And ask those questions either in our whole group Zooms, in our small group, or just email them to me and we can talk about them. But really, the key to learning is asking good questions, and we're going to be doing a lot of practice with that. So as things come up, please don't hesitate to ask, because that's how we're going to learn the most information. Some of the other materials in your welcome pack are a little more symbolic, like this Earth stress ball, a reminder that we're going to be studying how stresses that are placed on the Earth impact not only the Earth itself, but all the things living on it. One of my favorite materials in your welcome pack are these masks, and so I was sewing a lot of masks over the summer for my family because I really care about them. But I also wanted to demonstrate that same level of care for each of you, and to understand that I haven't really met a lot of you yet, but I'm really looking forward to meeting you, and I want to make sure that we're all staying safe. So the masks are in there. They have an astronomy theme, which is pretty fun and also goes along with our first unit. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about is how when I was making these, they're kind of one size fits all. But that's not really what works best for people. So just like in writing my curriculum, I spend a lot of hours putting together the materials that we're going to be working on, but not every time will it actually fit you correctly. And so I want you to feel like you can make modifications as you need to, right? Like maybe certain assignments or certain projects aren't necessarily fitting with you the way they are. So what kind of modifications can you suggest are to be made to those things that will help you make those fit for you? And so these particular masks, the elastic is kind of one thing that stands out. And so I had to make the elastic a little bit on the long side to make sure that it fit most of us. But for some people, this is still going to be a little bit tight. And so you might have to cut the elastic and sew in some extensions to make it fit. For others of us, this is going to be really, really long. And so you might have to tie a knot in it, or maybe sew a little snip in it, or cut it and sew the bits together, right? But I want you to feel like you can modify things or suggest modifications to make sure that everything that we're working on really fits with you. So as you try this on and as you work through the curriculum, I want you to think about, is this working for me? And if not, what could be done to make it better? And then to use your available resources to make that possible. So also in the bag with the mask is a sewing needle with some thread and a knot tied in it, because I really want to make sure that I'm working to provide you with the resources that you need to make those modifications so that things can fit for you. So whether that's this mask or our curriculum that we're working through, please work to use those available resources. Help yourself to make sure that that's working for you, and then share your ideas and your questions and your concerns, because that's really important. Another important aspect about these masks is in their construction. And so on the outside and the inside, there's a couple different ways that you can wear it, and it looks right side up, and it has a lot of pretty decent content on there with the names of the planets. But one of the most important things about the mask is not necessarily the external material, but the layer of non-woven interfacing that was sewn to the inside. And that's really what works to kind of stop that germ spread, is the fabric that's on the inside. And kind of like learning, it's not necessarily the stuff that's presented on the outside, but really what you internalize as a learner that's going to stick with you for the long term. And so as we're working through the curriculum, really focusing on, what of this stuff do I relate to? How does that really affect me as a person? How do I internalize that information and use it not only for this class, but maybe for some other class? And it might be some skills, it might be some content, but really it's the stuff that you own, that you're going to keep with you for the long term, and that's going to matter in your future. So really think about it. What's actually making it past those kind of external layers and getting trapped kind of in the inside by that layer, right? And so what is it that you're going to be carrying with you long term? The final thing that I want to mention about these masks is in the why you wear them. And so, a lot of people think, well, you wear a mask to keep safe, but it's really not about keeping you safe. It's about keeping the people around you safe, and the people that you just come in contact with in fleeting moments, or the people that you spend time with on the long term. They won't necessarily keep you safe, but you hope the people around you are also wearing them, right? And so we're kind of mutually helping each other out. In this course, we're going to focus a lot on empathy and looking at populations that are impacted by changes in the earth, and kind of understanding their story, understanding how those changes are impacting the way they live their lives, looking at changes that we can make, both big and small, to help them, but to really understand why we want to learn this information. And so much of it comes back to just understanding those stressors that are put on populations around the world, including our own population, and to understand that there are some things that we can do about it, and there are some things that are beyond our control, and we'll just have to make modifications. And so as we go through this course, think about how to empathize with the populations that are around you and do things to help them out. One of the other items that's in your welcome pack are these emoji stickers. And I want you to understand that we're not just in the course to learn about astronomy and the Earth, but we're there to really grow as people and to make sure that we bring a positive attitude to our learning and incorporate skills that help us not only with learning science, but just being good people. And so as we go through the course, I really want you to feel comfortable to reach out about things that you're feeling. If you're frustrated or stressed or bored or whatever it happens to be, don't be afraid to communicate that, because the more we can put ourselves in a positive place for learning, the more we'll be able to internalize, really own, and then be able to use for positive in the future. So please reach out, share what you're feeling, or just communicate that you don't even know what it is that you're feeling, and we can work through that and try to find some positive ways to get you in a good learning space. Finally, I just want to share with you how excited I am to be working with you this semester. I've been teaching a lot of years, and I've had a lot of different positions over the years, and I spend part of my day as an instructional coach helping other teachers, and so I've gone through a lot of different kinds of training in my career. And I truly believe that everything I've done in my professional career up to this point has helped bring me to this time and this place to be your teacher, to work on finding ways to integrate our available tools, but also to go a little old school and find things that are going to work with us, and to get to that deeper meaning of why we're in these classes. We're not just here because we have to. We really can learn to empathize with the people around us. We really can learn to use knowledge and skills to help others and to own what it is that we're doing. And so I hope that you're looking forward to taking this class. I hope that you're looking forward to working with me. And I hope that you're willing to communicate wherever you're at to help me better understand how to help you become the best learner that you can be. So welcome to our journey, and I hope to see you soon.